Welcome.
Yeah.
So welcome everybody to the Other Coast Gaming Podcast. We took a little week break because D-Train went on vacation during the busiest time of the year for video games. This motherfucker.
I apologize. Niggas is getting married soon. Shout out to the homie Centron. He's getting married in a few months. Getting married next year. Brought the lady to meet my dad's side of the family in the Midwest,
where they have terrible internet.
1000%. Couldn't even connect with the switch on my aunt's Wi-Fi. It was tritty dash. Midwest do better with the Wi-Fi.
That's why people get upset about the whole consoles being totally, based off the internet. Like the Midwest, a lot of those people just can't do it.
Yeah, you were saying that you had heard that before. I never even knew that. And I went out there and I was just expecting regular, good old 4G, high speed, 100 megabytes per second shit. And that is definitely not what they got. They got like 50. They're riding like, I was looking at my aunt's shit. They're riding like a 50 meg plan. Their shit is significantly cheaper than ours.
Oh, of course, yeah, better be. Yeah.
Like it's like $20-$30 over there. But yeah, that shit is running 50 megs up or 50 megs down and probably not even up. Like probably like 5 up. It was horrible.
That's horrendous.
Yeah, I was astounded. I couldn't believe it.
Yeah, so I'm happy to be back. There's been so much shit happening. Darius and I both beat Kingdom Hearts, so we plan on doing a spoiler cast. It should go live probably next week, I would say, sometime next week.
Yeah, we're that good.
Yeah, we have a lot of thoughts, but we want to make it, instead of just being a spoiler cast, we just talk about the ending. We want to do like an all-encompassing review on top of it being a spoiler cast. And then we're also going to be doing a J-Stars review. I'm going to put that in parentheses because I've decided that like for us, I don't want to review a game that we haven't beaten, but I've played enough of it to be able to give you a very good breakdown of, whether you should purchase it, whether you should wait, stuff like that. So today we're going to be going over, we're going to be doing what we're playing and then the news. A couple highlights in the news is going to be the big Pokemon Direct and some rumors that are, coming around now. So without further ado, let's get started.
Let's get to the shits.
So I'm going to jump around a lot, and at any point you want to stop, you just let me know.
All right.
But the first thing I wanted to say is Horizon Zero Dawn is 2 years old, and they announced that they sold 10 million copies. So let's give them a little bit of a round of applause.
Good shit, Horizon. We fuck with that game pretty heavy, too.
That's one of my favorite games of this generation, for sure. That game was so good, and I can't wait.
Did you get up on the, what is it called? The Frozen Wilds DLC?
No,
Did you end up playing?
Initially, I was going to wait. I decided I wasn't going to play that game. I saved the DLC for Witcher, Blood and Wine, and I saved Frozen Wilds for when I got a Pro. But then I've decided I'm not going to get a Pro because I feel like PlayStation 5 is coming out soon as in like next year. So now I'm like, I'm going to totally play that. On Twitter recently, after I beat Kingdom Hearts, I was kind of at a point where I didn't know what to play. I was kind of hoping that, Jump Force and Crackdown and Anthem would be, take over my life a little bit, and none of those three really did that for me. So I went into my backlog, which no one ever does, but I actually did.
That's some G shit.
Yeah, and I was having a hard time picking them because I actually have a ton of games that I can play. So I put a Twitter poll out, and a lot of people voted, which I do appreciate. Thank you so much.
Good looking.
And everyone wants me to play Bloodborne. So
that was a PSN free game.
Yeah, so I have that. So it was between South Park Fractured Butthole, Uncharted Lost Legacy, Mass Effect Andromeda, and Bloodborne. Bloodborne won by a landslide. The only problem is I did the poll like for days, and I really should have done it for like hours.
Mm-hmm.
So in between that time, I started playing the Lost Legacy, which we'll go into when we talk about what we've been playing. But yeah, I think I'm going to finally get into Bloodborne, so I'm pretty excited about that.
That's pretty dope. I remember Bud, he was really into that game.
A lot of people really like that game. They consider that one of the best games that came out, so I definitely want to try it out. So to move along, they announced today the PlayStation Plus free games. So this is now the first month that they are no longer doing Vita or PS3 titles. So a lot of people were wondering what that meant. Like, were they just going to take them off completely, or were they going to add PlayStation VR games? And it looks like they just took them off completely for now. I'm sure that they're going to save. I'm sure they have in the works something that they're planning on doing, but for right now, that's all they're doing. So this month is Modern Warfare Remastered and and The Witness, which are both really cool. Honestly, those are both great games. But I'm a little bit disappointed they didn't do the PSVR thing. But
you know, it's probably somewhere in the pipeline. I wouldn't think that that's not something that they're thinking about after, you know, having took those two games off the PSN market. So I feel like that's definitely something that should be in some executive's ear at Sony that they're going to probably follow up on.
Also, RIP Vita, I love you so much, and I'll keep on playing remote play until the day it stops working. Because let me tell you, Kingdom Hearts runs great. Spider-Man ran great. I mean, they're just.
I didn't play any of those games via the Vita. Like, it's funny.
Phony.
Because, like,
he's a big.
So I was setting up for the pod, and like in the drawer where I have my things for the podcast, the Vita just lies in there, and it's eternal 0% battery death.
Yeah, it's not like the fucking DS. You didn't have one of those, bro, but you could leave those shits in the drawer forever, and they would totally still have a juice.
Really?
Like,
they would still have the juice?
I would go home and open up that fucking 3DS, and I guarantee you it has some power in it. Like, that shit does not die. I don't know what magic powers they put in there, but that shit doesn't die.
Yeah, but yeah, the Vita's just it's been so long, and then like my remote play, my internet at the crib is kind of trash. So I wouldn't even necessarily say it's kind of trash. I just have trash equipment. So like I don't have enough bandwidth to do that. So like when I'm remotely playing somewhere, like my shit is all like fucked up, it's lagging, I don't even know what you would call that. You know how it like freezes like on the screen kind of, and then like you just see like an image, a still frame almost, and then like a couple of seconds later like it'll flash like you in motion and shit. Like it does weird shit like that. I hate that. Yeah, it's basically just like buffering. So it's like when I play it and I'm somewhere, it's cool sometimes. Like some games worked really well. Like when I was playing Dream Drop Distance with the remaster, that shit was working fucking perfect.
I'd imagine that would be a really good game. Honestly, I played Birth by Sleep on the Vita, and it was like kind of creepy for me because I played it on the PSP, and then to play it on the Vita, it was just like, this is just weird. This is just so weird.
So like that's the only reason why I don't really use the Vita like that. I really got to up my equipment game in here. But I keep buying other things like sneakers and games and shit.
Been there. Fun fact, little fun story. So my son, who's 4 years old, woke up in the middle of the night. Long story short, he didn't want to sleep in the bed with my wife and I, so he wanted to go sleep in the living room. And I'm like, yeah, sure, buddy, go ahead. Next day, I'm driving to work. I get an email from PlayStation. They're like, yeah, thank you for your purchases. And I'm like, huh. I wonder what that is. Because, you know, sometimes shit's auto-renew. Like, maybe it was like my PSN auto-renewing. And it was like $64.
Oh, shit. He bought a $60 game?
I'm like, what? No, he bought a $50 game and then a $10 game. Because he was trying to get out of the menu. Because the night before, I was looking at it. And I'm like, you know, it's like my birthday. So I'm like, let me look and see like what's going on or whatever. And I put it in rest mode and it picked back up. And yeah, he spent like $60-something on random ass shit.
It was at this moment that he knew he fucked up.
Yeah, he did fuck up. And then at the end of the day, like, I wasn't like, I was more upset that he didn't buy anything good. You know, because we would have bought like, let's say like Persona or like some shit I wanted to play. I'd have been like, fuck it, let's just leave it. You know what I mean?
I feel that.
It was like zombie apocalypse and like these like weird fucking. I was so pissed, man. Anyway, so another quick one. Resident Evil 0, 1, and 4 are coming to the Switch on May 21st. So if you're into Resident Evil, that is there for you.
Another one.
Not really. I really like. I have too many games to play, so I'm not going to play it yet. But Resident Evil 2, it's just calling me. I want to play it, and I know I will hate it. So I don't like. I'll just hate myself for wanting to play it.
I remember being at my friend's house terrified when niggas wanted to play that game. That shit made me sick as a kid.
Yeah, that was terrifying.
I gave it a real bad shake when I was young just because I was fucking scared of a lot of shit. But I should probably like pick it up and see.
I mean, I bet you're still terrifying. looks terrifying.
Mm-hmm.
So they've been Mortal Kombat was talked about, and is now they're showing a lot of like gameplay and stuff like that. And they showed a fatality for Johnny Cage. Did you watch it yet?
I did see that.
That shit is one of my favorite fatalities I've ever seen.
Super hard.
He was like, "What the fuck?" He was like so pissed. Yes, you guys should check that out. They're doing the rollout for Mortal Kombat stuff, and it's looking great. So there's this thing called IGN Unfiltered, and it's basically Ryan McCaffrey, who's the head of like the team for Xbox, like as far as coverage is concerned. I'm sure he has other titles, but that's how I know him. He does like one-on-ones with people like in the industry and does like long in-depth interviews. And he did an interview with the head of 343 Industries person, and you know, I don't want to like give up too much of the details. I think you guys should go and watch it and see his work, because dude, he gave away, like, they were giving up a lot of cool shit. So years ago, I'll take you on a little journey. So years ago, Bungie had released Halo 3, and it was left at a point that it could have ended at that point. No one really, you know, it could have stopped. And they decided that they were going to do 2 more games. It's which ended up doing Halo ODST, which is where you were like a trooper, and then Halo Reach was a little bit more of a lore building. It shows the fall of the Spartan planet, and then they left. So at that point, it was, what do we do with the Halo franchise? Do we just leave it alone? Do we do stuff to it? And for what she was saying was, they were very much so okay with just leaving it alone. Like her Bonnie Ross is her name. She was very okay with just leaving everything and just kind of pushing for that. But she pushed that she wanted to, you know, keep it going, and you know, there's a lot of stories to tell, and she felt like it was like Halo 3 was just the start of a very small part of the Halo franchise.
Right.
So they talked about letting another person develop it, and they were gonna give it to Gearbox. You know what Gearbox is?
You know, I feel like we've talked about them before making something, and I'm drawing a blank right now.
So Gearbox is the guys who did Borderlands.
Yes, because I asked you if the other place did Borderlands, and you said no, Gearbox does Borderlands. That place does X, and I'm drawing a blank, but it was a previous podcast that we did. Where you
tell us in the comments section.
Yeah, y'all could drop that in the comments.
So I just thought that was fucking fascinating. Honestly,
that's really cool.
I thought that was really cool. And then they talked about the new Halo is supposed to be they're treating it as a spiritual successor, like a spiritual reboot. Like they're like going back to the roots, which is exactly what every franchise that's under Xbox's umbrella needs to do. We need like a God of War reboot, like a, you know, still don't discredit everything that happened before, but
do something different,
make it fresh. Like Gears of War 4, which I enjoyed, very similar to Gears of War 3. Halo, you already know what time it is, so I just can't wait. I hope it just continues in the right direction.
Didn't Bungie used to work on Halo?
Yeah, they worked on Halo up until the ones I just said, so ODST and Reach, and then that's when they did the partnership with Activision, because they went independent, which they still are independent. Yeah,
copy.
So that was that. Another quick hit, Mario Tennis Aces is going to be adding Paulina. So I just like to highlight that because I love when these studios are still, the companies are still supporting.
Hell yeah, that's fucking Nintendo first party right there.
Yes, sir. Fortnite is doing a new season that's supposed to be about pirates, and it's supposed to be a new map. So go check that out. I'm not a Fortnite guy, but want to keep the homies informed.
Facts.
So I don't want to do that. I'm trying to get the easy shit out of the way first.
I like the paced quick hits.
Yeah, let's do a little bit more of a in-depth one. This probably is. So Evo 2019 just released their lineup, and for the first time in forever, they are not going to have a tournament for Melee.
Oh shit!
Yep. So the games that they're going to be doing are Under Night in Birth. I believe that's a new game because I've never heard of it.
Yeah,
but I could be not informed. So, but I feel like I would know. Super Smash Bros. Ultimate, Dragon Ball Fighter Z, shout out to them. BlazBlue, Cross Tag Battle, Tekken 7, Street Fighter 5, Soul Calibur 6, very good. Mortal Kombat 11, which is great. Here's the one that threw me off. Samurai Showdown is going to be in it as well.
Fucking Samurai Showdown.
Yeah.
Kobe.
So, you know, I think it's one of those things that I'm sure a lot of people are very upset about it. For me, I know people on the internet were very upset about it, but for me, I look at it as I love Melee. I think Melee is a great game, but I never liked what Melee did to the Smash Brothers community. It literally drew a line right in the sand. You either were a Melee guy or you were anything else. And to me, it's just always the game that's referred to, and it prevents. I feel like it prevents a lot of people from enjoying other Smash games because they just love Melee so much. And I think that at a certain point, you got to let it go. You know what I mean? Like, it's like you like Melee will still be around for you. There'll still be tons of tournaments where people just do Melee tournaments. Like, it will still exist, but I felt it was time to move on. I thought it was past the time to move on, to be 100% honest with you, but I'm glad that they're finally moving on. Give some light to other games that could use a spotlight. Something as big as EVO, millions of people watch on Twitch and stuff like that. Like, it's good for them to give spotlights to other games as opposed to having Smash Brothers Ultimate and Smash Brothers Melee. You know what I mean?
No, I'm with you on that, but I might have like a little bit of a different ideology behind it. I just think Ultimate is a better game than Melee. Like, sorry to anyone out there that hates that comment, but I like Smash Ultimate a lot. The pace is, just about on par with Melee, if not like maybe a click or two down. But the characters are cooler. Like, it's got everyone from Melee, so it's not like it's omitting any person. There's additional characters. They've got every level from Melee with additional levels. There's certain things that you could do in Ultimate, like the spirits, like not necessarily that people are going to be doing that competitively or anything like that, but there's so much more shit that you could do in Ultimate than you could in Melee.
Well, I don't even think Melee had a story mode, right? Melee didn't have a story mode.
It had like the adventure mode but it was like mad battles versus like the 6 battles that Ultimate does. So it's like,
it was classic mode, wasn't it?
Yeah.
They had a story mode, you're saying?
Yeah, they called it adventure mode, and it wasn't like different per character. It was the same for everyone, pretty much.
I'm drawing a complete blank for that. I remember like, Brawls, that Subspace Emissary or whatever the fuck that was.
It was like the first version of the story because like you would go through like the little adventure mode, and then that's when they had in-game trophies. So like you would go through,
yes, I remember
and
that.
then you would beat the story mode on the 3 different modes and get a different style trophy for each mode that you beat.
Okay. Yeah, so I mean, I agree with you, but I just think that for a lot of people, they really hold Melee to like the god standard, and I'm sure they're going to be upset. But at the end of the day, you gotta get over it.
It's deep in the communities. There's like mods for those other games. Like I don't know if they've done it for Ultimate yet, but there's like mods to like bring it to like Melee style and shit. Like I went over to my friend's house one time, and he had like the special memory card that he would put in with like Brawl or whatever, and like it would play
Speed
like it was fucking
yeah,
it would play like it was Melee. So I could definitely see it being the gold standard and everything. I get it being the gold standard to the community, but
well,
fuck y'all.
Yeah, we love it. You guys can still enjoy Melee. It'll be fine. You guys will live. Little quick hit. So they're doing a new Overwatch character. His name is Baptiste, and basically,
he sounds black.
He is black.
Fuck yeah.
And he's really cool looking. And I think it seems like they're trying to use him as a way to change the meta of the game. Like, that's very defensive.
Mm-hmm.
That's a very, very long conversation that I don't feel like I'm 100% in the know on it, but I have an idea of why they're trying to do that. But he looks cool. The reason I brought him up is not necessarily to talk about him, but to talk about...
Ooh, are you about to dive into that Bridget thing?
Yeah, exactly.
All right, I'm with the shits on this combo too.
Because, so if you don't know, there is a character named, I think her name is Bridget. That's the way I always said it, but it could be wrong. She's the one who has the shield. She's she's Lionheart's or Reinhardt's.
Yeah, she's like basically like Reinhardt's daughter or something like that.
Some shit like that. You got, if you know Overwatch, you know exactly what we're talking about. Regardless of why we're saying that, is because a woman named Matilda Smeedius is the voice actress for this person, and people are very upset with her because people are using her, and they're using her so predominantly that it's changing the meta of the game. And where normal people see something and they just don't like it, and they wait for Overwatch to maybe patch something they don't like, or maybe tweak things, because Overwatch is fantastic, or Blizzard is fantastic with listening to the community and actually addressing things. They've decided to completely be a piece of shit to her and send her a lot of like nasty shit and just,
Really, nigga?
Yo, y'all niggas is mad corny for that shit. Leave that fucking woman alone. She has nothing to do with anything of that fucking game. She got paid to fucking say some lines.
Listen to what they said. One of the things they said are just letting you know that Bridget destroyed Overwatch in the meta. Like, why are you letting this voice actress know that as if she has any fucking say about her abilities or anything like that? And then, like, I was talking to one of our followers, and what pisses me off is that people see this and then in turn don't want to work for example, Star Wars is a massive franchise, loved by millions. It's been around for decades. Even if you don't watch Star Wars, you know things of Star Wars. It's that level of popular. Okay, do you know how many people probably do not want to touch a directing job, don't want to touch an acting job from Star Wars just because they know the amount of shit they're gonna fucking get? Do you know, like, you want to talk about fucking the kid Anakin who got bullied his whole life? You want to talk about fucking older Anakin Skywalker who didn't even act after a certain point?
Oh, that was the guy from Jump.
Yeah, that was like literally the only movie I remember him doing. What's her name? Natalie Portman, who had to go through, like, they fucking roasted her ass. I mean, like, the amount of shit people get. That I don't want to say the Asian woman, but the new lady from The Last Jedi, the one that Finn's interest. I forget her name. I don't mean any disrespect by not knowing her name, but that girl literally got off of Twitter because of the amount of shit she received from just the community itself. And I know for a fact people probably do not want to touch that shit because they know, God forbid, it doesn't work or it doesn't go the right way, they're going to get so much shit. So it's literally affecting people coming into our industry, people enjoying what we do. And for me, it's like, you know, for video games, there's a very big, I don't want to say immaturity, but it's just like stupid shit, like the whole console wars things. Like, we make fun of Xbox. Dude, we both had Xbox 360s and we fucking loved them. We played them all the time.
Fact.
It's a joke. Let me tell you, if Sony fucks up next generation, best believe I will buy an Xbox.
They're gonna get an Xbox.
Yeah.
Like, wouldn't even be a problem making a fucking PlayStation joke, fam.
Yeah.
I was making them all while I had my Xbox 360.
Exactly.
like it means absolutely nothing. Like, it's just something. This is why I feel like the community as a whole doesn't get the respect that it deserves because of instances like this and the community acting like fucking assholes and fucking little kids.
We gotta clarify that too when we say the community. We know that it's not the whole community. There's tons of people that play this game and let's say they dislike this voice actress or they like this voice actress. They literally go their own way. They go, I like her, she did a good job, and then they don't say anything. Or, I really don't think she does a good job, and then they go their separate way. There's millions of people who play and enjoy this shit and don't take that extra step to either A, harass the person and start saying mean shit, or even on the flip side, praising them. I'm guilty of that. I thought she did a great job as a voice actress. I never had a problem with her. I thought she nailed every line. I thought she was fine. When I see that character, I picture her. She's perfect. But I never went out and reached out to her and gave her any praise. Mm-hmm. So that's my fault as a person. I should do that. When something really speaks to me, we should go out there and compliment them. You know, we can't be, a lot of times, kind of funny that Greg Miller, he talks about like being the silent minority, the silent majority, excuse me, and the vocal minority. And I think that's true. I think there's a lot of people that are vocal about like all the fucking hate and all the cancel culture and all this bullshit. And not to say all of cancel culture is bullshit, fuck R. Kelly, but you know what I'm saying. There's certain shit that's a little bit ridiculous. And for here, we're not saying the gaming community as a whole. Like, Kingdom Hearts is another thing that Kingdom Hearts fans, some of them are fucking psychopaths. Yep. You cannot criticize Kingdom Hearts without them, oh, you're such a piece of shit, blah, blah. No, I love Kingdom Hearts. When we do our spoiler cast, if you can't take criticism of the game, do not listen to it, because I'm gonna fucking rip some of those things apart. And guess what? I'm probably gonna get Kingdom Hearts tattoo. So like, you know what I'm saying? Like, yeah. there's no level of like,
it's okay to be objective. It's okay to like something and recognize the faults in what you like. Nothing is perfect in this world. I've never played a 10 game. I can't imagine that many perfect games. Like, even still, like, you show me some of those 10 games, like, I could probably find something that's wrong with it that I could knock it down to a 9.9 if I really wanted to parse the fucking game and like critique it heavily. But like, it's at the end of the day, it's a game that like they're making for our enjoyment. They're not making it so you could go and like fucking harass the fucking voice actor of the fucking character because you don't like how players are fucking using the character. Like, you're trash if you do that. Don't fucking do that shit.
Yeah, it's disgusting, and you're a fucking loser, and I want...
Y'all some fucking lames for that.
And you know what? When I saw this, the first thing I did was, like, I was just like, my God, like, people just make me fucking sick. That was the first thing that came to my mind. And you know what was the second thing that I did? I went and tweeted out at that woman and just apologized for taking so long to say she did a great job. And I hope that somewhere down the line she did see it and she did like the tweet, but I just hope that, you know, it takes a lot of really good compliments to counteract just even one bad one, and I hope they just like kind of tip the scales to it for her. I didn't want to get into that for too long, but I think it's important to really clarify, like you said, it's okay to be objective, but harassing people, there's a fucking line, and people need to get the fuck over it. You be vocal. If you don't like things, be vocal. But
be vocal to the right person. Like, don't be vocal to someone who could do absolutely nothing for you.
Be vocal and speak with your fucking wallet. That's the shit that drives me bonkers. These motherfuckers will go online, flip the fuck out. Some people had no intention of buying X game, or some people will buy the next game, so you're complaining on the internet will do nothing. Speak with your wallet, treat people with respect, speak your mind, but don't be a fucking asshole. Pretty much is all I got to say about that. Got me all fucking pissed.
Facts of life.
Let's talk about Pokemon because I feel angry.
Let's get it on.
So they did a Nintendo Direct, a very short Nintendo Direct. It wasn't very long, and they showcased the new Pokemon games coming out for Nintendo Switch. Pokemon Sword and Pokemon Shield. So a lot of people were hoping for Breath of the Wild in Pokemon. That doesn't look like it happened. I thought that would have been pretty fucking ambitious if they were going to do that right off the rip. Considering those games are not necessarily linear, but they're not exactly like expansive environments and stuff like that.
Definitely not.
So for me as a whole, I'm at the point of I'm excited about it, but I am not like... I'm always really excited to see more about a Pokemon game. I don't feel like I'm like over the moon hyped, but I don't feel like the Direct like made me any less hyped than I was. I feel like I'm pretty stationary on it. A lot of things that I saw, I think the game looks good. I don't think Let's Go looked really bad. So
I don't think that either.
So I think the game looks better than Let's Go because of like shading and like just how they made everything look a little bit more realistic as far as like how they made it like before, but I don't think it was crazy. They showed off the 3 starter Pokemon.
Yeah, I saw those. The rabbit and the one that looks like a chow.
Yeah, so there is... Let's see. Let me get the names for you. Man, I don't want to ruin these. The Grass Chimp Grookey, the Fire Rabbit Scorbunny, and the Watered Lizard Sobble. Sobble.
Sobble?
Sobble. That's probably better. Which one are you picking?
It's hard to do this without knowing the final forms of these, but and not even just to be like just keep it OG, but I really like the fucking rabbit. Scorbunny. That shit looks fucking hard.
That's fine. I totally would have picked that. You would have picked that. I'm gonna pick Grookey.
That's the tree one?
Yeah. He looks fucking sweet.
I'm excited to see their final forms. That because we played Pokemon Go, and they did Meltan is supposed to be in that generation, Gen 8, and his fucking evolved form is awesome.
Yeah, it's super crazy. It looks really cool.
So if they're going to follow suit and have some fucking really cool evolved forms, they should have some fucking pretty dope evolved form.
Yeah, so they showed like the environment. Environment looks cool. It looks like it's supposed to be kind of featured in, I don't know, like France, some French themes. I don't really know like exactly.
Nigga.
Yeah. It just, to me, I was kind of, I would say I was just slightly disappointed that I was hoping, and I knew it wasn't going to happen, but I was really hoping they would take Pokemon Let's Go and take some of those, like, I really want them to get rid of random encounters. I think that is something that should just go away. It's not fun. Let it die.
I love that about Let's Go, being able to just run right around that shit. Excuse me.
Love it. And then having Pokemon follow you, I really was hoping for that, and it doesn't look that's like the case at all.
It looks like they're really like keeping them shits in their own separate lane. Yeah. They're not even trying.
I know it must be really hard for them too, because there's like 800 fucking Pokemon. So like, imagine doing the animations for all those Pokemon. Must be nuts.
Mhm.
One thing that they showed that looked fucking awesome was one of the guys was walking up into a stadium. So
That's
some Pokemon stadium type shit. That was hype. Sword and Shield. Which one are you gonna get?
I'm an attacker, so I'll have to say sword.
Yeah, I don't know which ones yet, but I would have probably picked Shield too. So it's cool. Pretty much leveled off. Yeah, so that's about it. There wasn't really too much information. There's a lot of screenshots that you can definitely look and take from it. Before we leave the Pokemon, did you see the Detective Pikachu trailer? The new one?
I didn't see the newest trailer. I'm not gonna lie. I don't know if I'm feeling it as much as everybody else.
I am so fucking hyped. You have no idea. Honestly, every time I see more of it, I'm just like, yes. There's a scene where Charizard and Pikachu go to battle. Pikachu's like, I've done this shit before. Not shit, but he's like, I've done this before, blah, blah, blah. And then he sees Charizard come out fucking looking crazy. And he's like, get me the hell out of here. And once I saw that, I'm like, oh, this is going to be so fucking good. Like, I just can't fucking wait. And some of these Pokemon just look absolutely nuts. Like, you know that monkey with the hand down his tail? I forget his name. It's like
Apom?
They showed the real life version of him. The creepiest thing I've ever seen in my life. It is terrifying. Like, I think little kids will have fucking nightmares looking at that shit.
Yeah, I seen a screen of fucking Bulbasaur, and they fucking showed him next to the Toothless Dragon from How to Train Your Dragon, and that shit looked the same. That shit was pretty cool. Charizard looked fucking crazy. I think I saw I don't know if that was fucking Mewtwo, but it looked like fucking Mewtwo in one of the videos that I saw.
Yeah, I don't think it's spoiler. It's just a trailer. But yeah, Mewtwo was definitely in the trailer. And he, bro, like, come on. I'm done. You got me. I'm there day one. Me and Xander are going to be chilling.
Mm-hmm. I don't have the affinity for Ryan Reynolds that a lot of people have.
I don't give a fuck about Ryan Reynolds. I mean, it's absolutely nothing to me. Like,
that's fair.
Yeah. So a big rumor that was kicking around, and we can end with Kingdom Hearts, is Xbox Game Pass is allegedly trying to come over to the Switch and be a multi-platform service. So you would log into Games Pass like you would a Netflix app, and they would use streaming technology in order to have you run games natively on the Switch, even though the Switch is extremely underpowered and can't run games like Assassin's Creed Odyssey and shit like that. But they've been doing a lot of streaming technology in Japan, and they've been doing the streaming technology here. Like, you remember Google did it on like a web browser. They were able to run Odyssey. They did it in Japan. I think they did Resident Evil 7 over there, strictly streamed. So basically, they're trying to this technology is what's going to allow the Switch to be able to stream games natively on it. Now,
that's like that sounds like the PS Now, right? That's like a kind of like the PS Now. Is that what that is?
Pass, yeah. So Games Pass is PS Now on steroids. So you download the game entirely. I know, and before you fucking at me, I know that PlayStation Now does that, but they don't do it to every game. So relax. So Xbox does that all the way through, and Xbox also does brand new titles. So
yeah, that's definitely something I noticed about Xbox. They do some shit.
Crackdown 3 is on there. Released, I played it. You know what I mean? Like, all these games are on there.
Got him!
I can't, dude. If they do this is fucking game changing for me. I'll lose my mind, honestly.
What are they gonna do? Are they gonna run it like a subscription service?
I'd imagine. Yeah, I think so.
Is it going to be like a standalone?
Well, first of all, this is rumors, so they've said nothing.
Oh, okay.
So a lot of like
these are all preemptive questions. Probably hold off on.
Well, no, I mean there's questions definitely to ask. I mean, a lot of things are are they going to limit the releases? Like, are they going to not allow Xbox like day one games that release on Xbox platforms like a Crackdown? Let's say maybe they won't let that be on third-party Switch or something like that, or are they going to let games that you could already purchase on those consoles on Games Pass, because then it would kind of dip into the games that you can purchase? You know what I'm saying? Like things like that. Like let's say Games Pass. I don't even know the example to use. I'm sure there's somebody that has like a Hollow Knight, for example. Let's say Hollow Knight was on Xbox Games Pass, but you could buy that on the Switch. Would they allow something like that to happen? Who knows? For me, I would love the world that I can play Cuphead on the Switch or in the Blind Forest or all those fucking handheld, those little platformer games. Oh my god, if I can get Cuphead on the fucking Switch, it's a wrap. Play that shit all over again. So once again,
that's some big news.
Hopefully they release this at E3 and they start talking about it. If Xbox does this, I think it's a great move. I think it will do nothing but get people in the door. I think people will start buying Xboxes again, more so just because I think like once you start playing these games, they're gonna go, man, it would be really nice to play this on a better console, you know, because on the Switch, it's not gonna run the same. It's not gonna
especially
move.
streaming too. Like streaming games already don't run that great to me.
Yeah, so it could, you know, there's a lot of things, but I think oh my god, man, just let me do it. Let me get Cuphead on the Switch, please.
Yo, Xbox, that's a good chess move right there.
I even think they'll bring it to PlayStation, to be honest with
Damn, if they're gonna do that, they'll have to get rid of PS Now. Like you can't have something better than your shit on your console.
Definitely.
Your move, PlayStation.
So it's really hard to talk about this next thing without being spoilers, so I'm going to be very vague. And if you want to know more, you're just going to have to look it up because I don't want to give away too much details. But Nomura is doing interviews right now, and they asked him a ton of questions about things. And one of the things they talked about was the DLC. So basically, long story short, is they will be story DLC, which we can imagine would fill in the gaps that happen after Kingdom Hearts 3. And basically, he was basically like shutting down certain rumors. Like there's a big rumor going around about the ending, the secret ending, and he disregarded that big rumor. I think people will know what I'm talking about if you know about it. And then they're basically talking about that there's no like critical mode or anything like that. And he said that he's going to be doing free DLC in the beginning and ending with a paid DLC. So like a thing like critical mode and stuff like that is going to be the free DLC, and then the story DLC is going to be a paid thing later on. And basically he's saying that he wants the team to finish up Kingdom Hearts 3 so they can move on to other projects.
Final Fantasy 7 Remake.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is. Yeah. Because he's in charge of that, so you got to imagine that he's moving that team. You know, wants to wrap up Kingdom Hearts 3. He probably has a team already that's been working on it, and now he's gonna, at the end of the year, transition over. You know, so definitely can't wait to see that.
Yeah, I don't want to ask too many questions about that.
On the spoiler cast, we'll definitely go into more of the interview because there's this.
Bro, we're gonna get into the bag on the fucking spoiler cast. Y'all ain't even ready for that shit.
Definitely. They did also, like, this is the last thing. We're going to keep us under, like, 2 minutes. They did the Nintendo Direct where they talked about a lot of different games. The Nintendo Direct was fire, bro. There was a lot of, I don't know if you got a chance to see it, but there was a lot of good shit. Platinum's making an exclusive game. The director from Nier Automata is a part of it as well. Switch exclusive IP. Fucking awesome that they're having that. It looked really cool. Link's Awakening is getting a remastered on the Switch, and then they released Tetris 99, which you can find out on our next segment what we've been playing because news ran really long. But it's been a couple weeks, man. We gotta keep you in the loop.
Yeah, you know, it is what it is.
So we're gonna end that. We're gonna do we'll add maybe a what we're playing, but you know. On the end of the day, we just want to let you know that we appreciate all the views. We appreciate you taking the time to watch this. And if you have any questions or we missed anything, please let us know in the comment section below.
Word, peep the tweets. Hit us up on Twitter at @the_other coast. It's the other coast, bitches.